Oh, hello there, my Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Satisfying Soulmates read for October 2019. This is part 1. Part 2, 3, and 4 are on Vimeo on demand, and I gotta tell you, they're hot. So far, all of them have been about romance. So let me clarify, if you are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. To my subscribers, welcome back, my darlings, my darlings. This has been quite a process. I was going to do the twin flame reads this way with an extended version, but I just didn't have it in me. I needed a break from twin flame vibe for a bit. Please, if you don't get my context, check out in one of the links below the video I did clarifying twin flames, soulmates, and true lovers, because it's been redefined. It's not a lot of what I'm seeing on YouTube, because it's new. It's a redefinition of the terms that make it a lot easier to understand and to actually heal. So check that out. So in terms of these readings, these are soulmate readings. That soulmates are pre-incarnational contracts, things you sign up for with other souls prior to descent into the game, prior to coming into the game. And a soulmate contract is satisfying. You help each other heal. So the idea that you only have one, no. Ultimately, there's only one soul. Like, how far up do you want to go in unity consciousness, right? Fifth dimension is just one of the floors, right? Go all the way back to source. Yeah, we're all one. But in terms of soulmates and soul contracts, that you help each other heal. They're satisfying, they're soothing, they're symbiotic. Doesn't mean, and they fly across the floor. Let me just see who that is. Let me see if this pops up again. All right, we'll see if that pops up again. And so therefore you have many. They are essential on the path of true love. So yes, this is a path of true love read, but it's in terms of your soulmate contracts in any form, really. Reason, season, lifetime. Sometimes soulmates just come in, do what they're supposed to do, and whoop, you're on your way. You don't see each other again for the rest of this life. You know, all of that. Some come in to dance on the dance floor, and then they dance away, and sometimes it's just a lifelong. It just is reason, season, lifetime. So let's do this. I'm doing the Celtic Cross. I'm so happy to be doing the Celtic Cross. I rarely see it on YouTube. It's very, very fun for me. It's what I've been reading since I'm 12 years old. Not the only spread. I make my own spreads. If you've watched my other readings, I'm making a spread designer. Whatevs. I am Leo Rising. This is the first in this series where I am directly involved. But I already asked the gods to keep me impersonal in this, that I don't see it until later if there's my stuff in there, part of the collective. So what's also new about this is because I'm only using one deck. That's why this is like part 1. 2, 3, and 4 will be with the angel deck I usually use, the love pack I usually use, and the whispers of love. And those have been hot. And I got a camera angle coming in this way, so you get to see the whole spread and how it goes down. I flip up the cards to the camera. It's great fun for me. Well, Leo is Apollo for me. The god Apollo sits in the throne of Leo. The artist, my athlete artist, which means that I have an athletic creative ability. Look at me, dyed my hair purple. Well, overtoned it. So here we go. I call upon my gods to please bless this deck. This is cool. You guys don't usually get to see me do this. I ask my gods, Apollo in particular, to bless this deck for the Leo. There we go. The Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for October 2019 in relation to their soul contracts. Please bless this deck, that it may be a channel of your godly guidance and grace for the well-being of all. Blessed be the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love in their soulmate contracts. May they be blessed with all that they need. May they be blessed. May they be blessed. May they be blessed. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. May they be blessed. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. This is it. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. Maiden, Ooh, mother. Crone, you're really meant to be top card, maybe. Mother. Crone, there was one that just pinched, but they were like, grip it up and it popped right back up in the top of in the bottom of the cut. That's kind of cool. So here we go. Nothing else to do except read. So the first card down, the way I read Celtic Cross is different than how it's written in other books. This is just, I find what works for me, and I can explain it to a client much easier. This is what I've read clients across the table, as it were, for decades. So what is the card that covers you? The significator, but it's you. Whoa. Walking away, reverse, right? The Eight of Pentacles, a real deep retreat. Now, the way that I read these, though, you see, is that I did a video called How I Read Reversals, Clarifying Reversals, is that they go clockwise. So eventually, tick, 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 you're on your way out. So you're already in the depth of the walking away, really walking towards in this deck, which is why I love Daughters of the Moon Tarot, and I've been reading it since I'm 19 years old. I've used other decks, obviously. But this has been, even for my own personal, I have my own version, my own deck that's just for my personal work. So I get that kind of like walking away from the outside world. I would say, like, again, like the emotional hermit card of the minor arcana. Cool. What crosses you? The person, place, or thing that helps or hinders. The environment that you're in is really a better way to look at it. So this is you, right? Reversed. What is the environment? Well, the environment, it's in burnout, right? Five of flames, right? Five of wands there. Burnout, right? Now, there's so many different definitions of the word burnout, right? There's just colloquial burnout, which means, oh, I'm so burned out. Like, I get creative burnout. Like I said, I'm an athletic artist. The sub archetype is athlete, because I was a dancer. I was a professional dancer. Never worked the pole, I have to say. Never took off my clothes. For dancing, at least in public for pay. This is really about that over just ashes, right? And I mean, I guess you could say sort of like a death card in terms of fire, but also, and this is okay, this is what I'm really getting. This is about putting out more than you're taking in. That's the environment around you. Usually that's really what leads to that burnout, but also, because we always see like Five of Swords as a battle, as a conflict. Yeah, I'm seeing that in my mind's eye in the Rider-Waite. But this is a change, right? This is a change. Something has changed and there's no going back. Perhaps not the total transformation like the Death card in this deck, the Phoenix card, but that the outside, the environment that you're in is not just in a change, right? In burnout, but just going the same direction clockwise. Whoop, almost done. Almost done. That it's part of that cycle. So it's almost like the environment is changing a quarter ahead, like 15 minutes ahead of schedule, symbolically speaking, if you see that as a clock. If you see that as a lunar cycle, then it's in its waning phase, right? It will hit new moon. That there will be renewal from that, right? Oh, very cool so far. What's the core? Third position underneath it. What's the core? What's the subconscious to unconscious influence, if you like, the subconscious water crossing the river Styx to get to the unconscious mind, the underworld? Well, same card came up in the last reading. What was that for Gemini, I think? No, that was Cancer, right? No, we're doing so. Cancer had this. Pretty sure, I don't remember, it's all a blur. The Libra card reversed and also in that same tilt. Now, it's natural to say, well, of course they're in the same tilt. They, you shuffled them, right? But that's why I shuffle them before we do this, and that's why I'm not keep shuffling them. I'm just going to keep pulling from the top there. So this is about balance, right? Balance, an internal process of balance. Well, right? Is going internal, which is part of this walking away. So since it's in the internal, obviously, that what you're looking at here, you are in the process relatively deeply, and 1/4 of the way through, balancing and finding the balance and the resolution in relationships in general. Now, keep in mind, Libra, 7th house. Yes, marriage and partnerships. That can be business partnerships. One-on-one, it's really one-on-one relationship. The scales, Libra, one in relationship to the other. But it's also, you could say, there are two different ways they're showing me this. And this is probably in the collective for like half y'all and half y'all. One is certainly, how do I want to say this? The higher self and the ego, right? So to kind of get that there's the fifth dimensional self, the third dimensional self, which you can call the ego, but then in that fourth dimensional sense, there's give me the words. You gave me the picture. Give me the words. Oh, that it's about balancing the light and the shadow within yourself and personal alchemy, right? That the shadow self, right? Because the ego and the shadow self are not exactly the same thing. Shadow work is very, very different than balancing your higher self and your, right, like walking your spiritual path, right? How you embody the divinity of who you are through your conduct. This is a balancing of like maybe all of that and a side of fries, just saying. All right, so good for a soulmate read though, that there's this internal balancing going on inside of you, definitely in terms of your one-on-one relationships. So what's in your behind? I mean, what's the card in the position of what's behind you? Well, okay. 10 of Flames, straight up. And I'm glad this card came up, well, in the past. I'm just glad it came up. Because, yes, in the Rider-Waite, we've got, you know, overburdened. Well, in this deck, it's the Hora. It's only done at rites of passage, which means that you did it. You made it. You made a full circle. This is something to celebrate. They don't do it at funerals, right? They don't do it at memorials. It's a joyful thing. It's about the completion of desire. And now, completing that cycle, I mean, who's not burned out after a party? I am. I didn't used to be. I used to be able to go for days, really, but you know, it was the 80s. Now I just do my art. This is my art, the art of words, the art of production, I guess. So really good to know that you're coming from a place. Now, keep in mind you've got burnout, right? So, or at least that's the situation. The environment around you is a little ashy. So it's totally appropriate that where you are right now is going in, not just downtime, but perhaps walking away. And perhaps instead of walking away from emotions, walking into it, particularly because you've got this Libra stuff going on. So that makes sense. So yeah, if you've been burdened, if you got like that traditional, right, 10 of Wands, just sort of dragging behind you, look back and see it's like, yeah, but I survived it. Like just that, like love that child inside of you, that personality that you are. It's like, hey, but look, you survived it. You did it. So it's okay if things are in ashes right now. This is temporary because from ashes makes for fertile soil, right? You get the right conditions, ash. That's why you even like volcanic ash, forest ash. It's horrible that forest fires burn down, but give them time and water and they will come back, right? What would this planet look like without humans on it for just 100 years? I used to watch that show on TV. Not that I didn't know that in my soul. Okay, so moving this over a little bit. Now we're going to look at what crowns you. The crown, like a baby being born. It's that bloop just ahead. Can't tell much about it. You could call it immediate future, and that's what I like to call it, the crown. So what's in your crown? What's in your wallet? The Cancerian card, the Cancer card, Mother of Cups, Cardinal Water. Now I just did the Cancerian read. The Cancerian card was not in the Cancerian read, but the Cancer, I'm pretty sure it was Cancer that had that Libra card there. Pretty sure. Like I said, it's all a blur. When you can watch that one on YouTube. You don't have to go to the extended for that to see. This is now we're looking at soulmates. And honestly, I wanted to wait until that 6th card is down, but just to give you context, because this is a satisfying soulmate relationship, and a lot like the first 3 cards are really about you, but that really also then indicates, using the lens of satisfying soulmates, that you've got your people. You've got people with you. You have associations. You're walking away perhaps from that. Maybe it completed its cycle. Maybe you are leaving behind a soul group. Just because people are part of a soul group. Well, how many soul groups we got, right? unless you're going to go back to we're all one soul, right? We're individual manifestations of the universe in a body, right? However you want to phrase that for yourself. But that perhaps this is a done deal. Maybe you're done. Maybe you are walking away. Well, and it was a rite of passage, hence maybe now you're in ashes because you're walking away from. But now here comes someone who feels like a soulmate. Now, you know, again, I did a video clarifying court cards, how I read. In a soulmate reading, though, this is really saying that this is a motherly, doesn't matter, you know, male or physical, male, female physical body at all. This is a nurturer. This is someone this feels like safe space. Now, this is why the extended reads are good, because they laid down more cards on top of it, right? 3, right? An angel, a master, and a higher self card on it. So this, but I'm going to tell you, right, it's in my gut and in my heart, and my body's relaxing as I empath this vibe in the collective. This need not necessarily be romantic. It need not necessarily be your mother. Need not necessarily be even a mother figure, so much as it is that safe, creative, emotional space where it's okay. Like, that's the message that comes with this. It's okay. It's okay. And that's what's crowning. And that's pretty awesome. It's sort of like the water to kind of deal with some of that burnout, right? Wash away some of that ash and let the seeds that are buried beneath the soil give them the fertilizer to grow. That's pretty cool. Now, what is before you on the path? Oh, a Gemini too. Ooh, Cancer and Gemini. All right, the Gemini card. Now, ordinarily, I would say, you know, third house energy, self-expression, and gathering information, and the bee going from flower to flower to flower to flower. Oh, good, I did it in the right direction. So, back it up. I've dated enough Geminis to know they do exactly that. My Leos. This then really does feel like, because it would be like Knight of Swords, there is some fast communication coming in. There is some rapid, yes, of course, mental movement. That makes sense. You've got the Libra thing going on, as within, so without, right? That there's some really good communication coming. But I have to say, there's something that feels fun about this. I may regret saying that later in the extended read on Vimeo. You'll have to watch and find out. But so, well, obviously mercurial, shifting, moving, not necessarily the trickster in there, that trickster element of Gemini, but definitely something that's fun and a little sparkly. I gotta say, coming. A possible soulmate, one would think, right? Okay, is this somebody they know or they don't know without pulling any extra cards? Someone that you know, but that you don't know that well, right? Like, you don't know a lot about. Not somebody who's in your life 24/7, 365. You're texting each other, you know, that kind of stuff. Exciting, bubbly, champagne, bubbly inside. You know, if you don't drink, just no offense, just that's what it's different than Diet Coke, and the bubbles in Diet Coke are just nothing like good champagne bubbles, darling. Lovey. So before I even lay that down, let's look at your horizontal here with what you're behind, your cross, and what is before you, right? So we've got this horizontal movement, leaving something behind, but it was complete. It's done. Whatever it was that you were intended to do there is done, and it's straight up done. That's yang, right? Externally, it's done, but it was a rite of passage, and there, I'm still feeling that there's something to be celebrated there. Even if it's not being celebrated, there's something to be celebrated there, right? And what's the environment that you're in now, right? It's that oddly angled burnout, right? So the burnout's going to continue, right? Did I do that the right way? Oh, no, that was ready to poop, right? We're almost over, bloop, just like that. So, you know, that's where you are. And then where are you headed? Is that there is something new, and does feel like someone new. I'd say there's more than one, but there's a Gemini, so there's already two. That one pretty much came straight up as well. Now, your vertical line here on the internal, right, in the core, you've got this rebalancing, this looking at relationships, where you are right now. What was that turn? You were sort of more like this, like right, getting ready to boop, come out from this and go in, right? But you were sort of kind of ready to come up And then who's coming in? Definitely, this feels so yummy. Like I just want to hold it all day. It feels like, well, my mother's a Cancer. It might be that that's my own personal stuff there. But definitely supportive, helping, nurturing, and giving of some emotion to help water that ash. Maybe even, right, like what does burnout need? It needs to be rehydrated. Drink your water, Shelby. Oh, hold your water, Sybil. Let's see if the Sybil card comes up. There is one in this deck, and this is the next card. I swear, I'm gonna squeal like a little girl, which is fun. The lesson. Now we look at that's the microcosm, the personal world. Now we go into the stuff. We go into the macrocosm, the universal, divine, mystical influences. What's your lesson? Card number 7. Oh, the High Priestess, straight up. Now, usually when I get this, I can keep going, but they're not going to tell me why, because it's the High Priestess. She does not let on. She only lets on to the initiated. She holds the wisdom, and isn't that just like the intuition? Isn't that just like your soul to say, oh, I'll tell you, but when you're ready, and there's nothing you can do to slow down or speed up being ready, just be you, right? Just wait. Your lesson then is definitely about be comfortable with uncertainty. Follow your intuition moment by moment. Stay out of predictive intuition. Divination is no guarantee because we are mining a quantum field with a near infinite number of variations. I say near infinite because it's essentially a closed system, right? That you're going to end up where you're supposed to be on time. That's the divine plan. The divine plan manages the game, if you will. It's like I guess the mother program. I don't know. I'll ask one of my Aquarians. They'll be able to explain it. So the High Priestess, that you are being used as a vessel of the divine, whether you know it or not. So instead of wanting your intuition to lead you to what you want, get that it's leading you to what you need. Hence this going within, this walking away and walking into the cave, crossing the river Styx, not literally, symbolically, right? Through the emotions and into the depth of the underworld, but the unconscious mind. You know, you often see her, well, in the Rider-Waite deck, right? Sitting on a throne, water side. Well, that's where she is. She's just this side of the river Styx. Far side. That's why you can talk to her. That doesn't mean she's going to tell you what's on the other side of that river. You have to be what? Initiated, right? You have to be what? Ready for it. So how do you get ready for it? Okay, second chakra. What's going on with you? How about third chakra? Heart, third eye, right? Getting all that congruent. And understand you have 7 different voices of intuition within you, chakra by chakra. Just saying. Let's move on from the outside looking in, how the world sees you, right? So this is the lesson. This is the lesson, the bottom of the staff. Now we look at the world. Yeah, another major arcana card, and this again, straight up. The Hanged Man. Reversal. Look at her face in the water versus the one outside the water. Not just the halo around it. Her eyes are open underwater, right? Yeah. She's like, I see clearly. Yes, a card of sacrifice, but a card of sacrificing your positionality, your point of view. Are you so identified as being one thing that you cannot see the other side of the scale at all? Now, that is straight up. You may not be experiencing that because this is how others see you. But right next to the High Priestess. What did I say? Get comfortable with not knowing. I have to welcome the emotion of uncertainty into my energy field because it's already here. How about I make room for it? How about I say, how can I make you comfortable? Instead of trying to run around like crazy, gathering information, right? No, this is a soulmate dealio. So, you know, yeah, I can look at major arcana cards and say, oh, and this one's a soulmate, and that one's a soulmate, and that one's a soulmate. But really, right now, I'm seeing these two. All the other cards here are singular. This is in your own internal world, so that's definitely about your 7th house stuff going on. This is you, and that's why it feels like you had a lot of people, a lot going on in your life. You had a lot of, and it's just like, bloop, Done. Walking away doesn't mean you can't walk back. It's about walking into the self, you know. Oh, I'm not walking away from you. I'm walking into myself. I'm walking into my mysteries. I'm walking into my healing. I'm walking my path. And who knows? I don't know if I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you won't wait for me. Because I'm leaving on a jet broom. Yeah, it doesn't fit the rest of the rhyme of the song. So, you know, these are archetypal places. These are not people. This is, and I get you might not see yourself as that, but what are the chances, right? We can't see ourselves so clearly horizontally. This card is about how people see you horizontally like that. High Priestess, Hanged Man. Yeah, no other major arcana card here. So now let's talk destiny. The ninth position I call destiny because it's what we most hope and we most fear. Right? Hopes and fears, it's your destiny because you're handed fate. And if you take the hero's journey, I should do a clarifying. I'll do one clarifying destiny so I don't have to keep saying this every single read when I'm doing a Celtic cross because I love doing Celtic crosses. We're handed fate, right? The hero is handed fate. If they follow the call, they follow the call of the hero's journey, they take the journey, they face their shadow selves, they slay monsters, the whole 9 yards they serve. To what resolution? They achieve their destiny. In other words, they are handed the lead, they alchemize it into gold. Now put that in terms of soulmate relationships. That's why soulmates are important, and that's why I'm doing these reads. So that, you know, it's not all about turbulent, twin flame, torturous relationships. These are the people that help you, and not just the people, your own soul, your own higher self. And that's what I'm seeing a lot in the extended reads. But whatever. It's my first time doing extended reads, so forgive me if I'm a little excited about them because they're fucking cool. So this card is not about what your destiny is. It's about where you are on that journey. And it's another major arcana card. It is the Empress, straight up, straight up, straight up. The Empress. So it's about the goddess. It's about the divine feminine within you. Now look, Leo, you are a fire sign, so that makes you masculine, you know, element. The air and fire are masculine, the water and the earth are feminine. So if you, you know, but to say that every Leo is divine masculine is ridiculous. It's what you feel predominantly within yourself, and certainly this is talking about the divine feminine within you, may manifest as another person, right? Yeah, pretty much right across from each other. Could be that that person is, you know, where you are, but that's to really find that within yourself, that unconditional love, that fecundity, fertility, abundance from within, and giving birth to it, your own creativity, which Leo, 5th house, creativity, good fortune, pleasure, all that stuff. Rah, rah, sis, boombasis. Feels really, really lovely. And again, like, I just want to, oh, that feels so good. I love being empathic in my own home, tuning to collectives that I choose to tune to. Sort of like the difference between having a remote control and just whatever's going on, whatever's floating by. There's such unconditional love there to mother yourself, to learn, right, from the soulmate, and to allow the power of the divine feminine, the goddess. Here it's Mawu, right? African, for me, it's Demeter. It's absolutely Demeter, who sits in the house of Taurus for me. Oh, feels so good. Oh, but by the way, look really closely. She giving birth with a corona, right, with a crown of light around her head. She's just given birth to the divine. So out of this, right? Out of this, Gemini is really interesting. I'll be interested to see what happens in the extended read. It is a little soap opera-ish. Don't know what that is. All right, last card down. We're almost done. Ready? Final card. What is your outcome? Ooh, Aries. Now, ordinarily, I would say that this is about you taking care of you, right? Being selfish, higher selfish, and we'll see in the extended read. But I know for sure that when you get a court card in the last position, it's like, and then another character enters the scene. This is for a month. This is for October 2019, not for the rest of the year, not for the rest of your life. So this process of walking away, right? Well, here we go. The walking away from that, you know, why? Because the environment is just burned out. It's in ash. And And from from that ash comes new communication, new information. What's birthing that? What's birthing that in the inner, right at the core? We've got this. You're balancing your own inner masculine, inner feminine, learning to love yourself. All that Libra marriage partnership thing while you are walking into your own cave, into your own interior world, the castle of your soul, but with help. Right, with a soulmate here, a healer, really feels divine feminine. And why do I say that again? Because we got her going on right here. And then not to mention, we've got the high priestess here as well. Now, the hanged man, this is a feminist deck, so they paint it female. I get it. But really, I won't say maiden, mother, crone. I'm not really seeing any crone energy. Doesn't mean there's not crone energy in the collective. But Leos, you really do have full goddess coverage here, but one in particular, that Cancerian, feels like an embodiment of, yeah. Let me just realign these. Oh, wow, you're all in different places than where you started. No, sorry, Libra goes here. You go, oh, I'll fix it before I take it. I will have a picture of this at the end, but I will get that shit in order. And then just, of course, to clarify this last bit, the staff, right? Your blessing, high priestess, good luck. Good luck. You are in mystery. You're not supposed to know. We talked about that previously, didn't we? And from the outside looking in, you're on pause. You're hanging out. There is a sacrifice, perhaps, of a point of view, so that you can go from the phase to, sorry, I did the wrong one, the phase to the eyes open on the inside, right? Why? Why, you may ask? Because your destiny right now, where you are on the hero's journey of all of this stuff, is the Empress, the divine feminine, the fertility, the fecundity, the unconditional love, the earth mother love, the tangible love, right? Ruled by Venus, right? That's where you are. Get into the love while you're inside, so that this one, this Aries, just kind of pops in, and this one feels strong, it feels passionate, and definitely feels like a person. Need not be an Aries sign. Go watch how I read court cards, because this is about first house, self, I am, cardinal fire, initiatory. Remember how I said about the high priestess? What do you need for her to? You need to be initiated into the mysteries. And why do I have a feeling that is a sexual mystery? But guess what? I can't tell right now because I don't have those cards on the table. Why don't I have those cards on the table? Because I'm about to do them in the extended reading on Vimeo. So my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. As you can see, I'm fun, but I know my shit, because I do know my shit. I'm doing this forever in this life. And thank you so much. And if you want to follow, the link is below. What else can I say? I'm going to have to reshuffle these cards and put them in to take the picture. But that feels really, really intriguing when you get the high priestess in the lesson position and then a court card at the end. It's like, I want to see what this is because I'm Leo rising. Too late. I'm taking it personally. I'll say a prayer. Cool. Follow along. Hope to see you soon. And if not, may be blessed with all that you need on the path of true love for October 2019 in your soulmate contracts. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.